there. Are you ready to explore the story of Troy and its characters? Then hold on and watch the full video, because it's going to help me with the algorithm, but you're going to learn something about Troy and its characters and my perspective on it. So, there's this great warrior, the greatest warrior, Achilles, which is a very interesting character because he has some inner conflicts, and it's just interesting. I think he has a conflict that on one side he wants glory, and on the other side there's no purpose to it. So I feel like that is one of his conflicts, which makes him very interesting. And then there's this Hector guy, which is the most likable warrior from the famous warriors that we were introduced to. And he is basically just super likable, kind-hearted, honorable person. So then there's this guy Paris that is kind of a cowardly person. He stole the wife of Menelaus, which created the war. And then there's Patroclus, which is the cousin of Achilles, which is kind of a likable person, a team person, wanted to help the Greeks, cared about his fellow Greek soldiers. And by the way, I'm Swiss. I'm born and raised in Switzerland, but my roots are 75% Greek and 25% Italian. So that's why I know about ancient Greece especially, and a bit about ancient Rome. But yeah, it was actually fun being Greek in Switzerland, because there's this Greek school, and there you go there every Saturday and you learn Greek and stuff. And sometimes we would also talk about mythology, which is super awesome in hindsight that we did that as kids in the Greek school. And other than that, it was often kind of boring, just learning the Greek language, learning how to write and grammar and stuff. So it was kind of boring for the most part, but parts of it were also pretty cool. I feel like as we got older, it got more boring. We would sometimes even play like games like catch, how you call it, this game in English when you have to catch somebody, whatever. I think you understand what I'm talking about. But we would do that very early on when we were very young. There sometimes with the teachers orchestrating it. During class we would do that, which was awesome. But later, when the topic was mythology, it was always interesting. But other than that, all the grammar was a pain in the ass. By the way, I honestly, to give it credit, I can fluently speak Greek, but I can. My writing is, well, I can actually write too. It will just have probably a lot of mistakes in it, but it will be understandable for a Greek person. But we were talking about Troy. I just thought it was interesting for you if I talk a bit about my Greek background. But Troy, so there's all those characters. There's Briseis, which is someone that they took from Apollo's temple, and ended up being Achilles, his lover. And then this Meleagros, this greedy king that wants to conquer the world and stuff, and this kind of fiend to Achilles. He gets into conflict with Achilles also over Briseis because Menelaus took her from him. And yeah, but there are a lot of things. Well, there's also Agamemnon, which is the person that Helen was married to, and she was taken from him from Paris. Obviously, there's Helen. I think it's Helen. I'm not sure about the name. I'm sorry. I should know that before I make the video, but I hope this video is interesting. There's she is apparently very beautiful and stuff, and she was taken from Agamemnon, and that's how the war started. And in the books, it was in the Homer's version, it was that the war only started because Helen was taken from Agamemnon, but in the movie it's also the greed of Menelaus, so they kind of changed some things a bit. What they also changed, and I know this because I watched a historian comment Troy, the movie. What was also changed is that apparently Achilles allowed Patroclus to go into battle, and there wasn't an act of deception like in the movie where he pretends to be Achilles to go to war with his crew. Crew, I didn't find a better word, but so there's that. And by the way, the way I came to this topic is that I watched a lot of Troy remix videos, Achilles remix videos on YouTube, and then I watched a super long video of a historian giving his comments on the movie. So there's that. And now I'm kind of prepared to make a video about Troy because I've done my research. So, if you haven't watched the movie Troy, watch it. It's super interesting. I'm sorry, this is an unscripted video. I might also make a scripted video about Troy. I'm sorry, guys. I can't tell if you like it or not. But I think Achilles is the more relatable character, and Hector is the more likable character, because Achilles has this inner conflict and this ego that I think a lot of people have, including myself to some extent, and Hector is just super likable and hopefully also relatable to you in some aspects if you're a good person, because that's what he is. So I think it would be super interesting if Troy happened in a parallel universe and the story manifested itself into the mind of Homer and then he wrote it. That would be super cool, because then those characters existed and might still live today as reincarnations of other people, or maybe even other things, I believe we could have been animals in past lives. I once had this experience in my body while on psilocybin mushrooms. It can be legally done in the Netherlands, by the way. I had the experience in the Netherlands that I was a wolf. I felt like a wolf-like or a dog-like creature. So maybe I was an animal in my past life, and there's some type of memory my soul has from this. That's why I had the experience in my body. It would be interesting if a lot of people or a lot of different animals, like bears. Someone was a bear in the last life. Someone was a cow in her or his last life. But yeah, it would be super interesting if there's someone that was Achilles in a parallel universe, and now to see what his character is like and stuff when he's reincarnated now as a different person. Would be super interesting to maybe see an interview of or Hector, of course, or Patroclus, or even Paris would be interesting, even though it's not a very likable character for me. You know, I had the experience in my body once that I felt like Darth Vader, and that I was in I had access to a parallel dimension where I'm Darth Vader. But I think it was just a misconception, just a psychotic experience. And but there's some hope in me that maybe it was a real experience, because only for the reason that it would be super cool if this entire Star Wars universe and all those rocket ships and ships you can fly exist. Then you could fly a ship in a parallel dimension. Like, I don't know if ship is the right word. I mean, those, starships, I would say they're called. Or to use the force, that would be so cool. If in a parallel dimension you can use, some people can use force, and you're one of them who can do those things, that would be so cool and so satisfying. But yeah, I think I leave you for now. We had a bit of a talk. I hope you found it interesting. See you till the next one, and please send this video to a lot of people. It will help super much, and please comment. That all that helps the algorithm and stuff, and we get more people into this. That will be so cool if we have a larger community and more people discussing the videos and being active in the Discord server. By the way, you can join the Discord server. Link is on my profile and in the description. Maybe not in the. I'm gonna see. Try to put it in. Okay, it's not hard. I'll put it in the description. Okay. See you, and let's hope all those things happen in parallel universes, because that would be super cool. And if not, we somehow make our lives enjoyable, regardless. Even with YouTube and creating content, discussing stuff, being heard. I reply to everybody in the comments usually. So hope I could transfer some positive energy to you and some peace. See you.